get hold of Comrade Nkate Kwamkabela from the MK party, just to hear on the statement that they've issued regarding this matter. Let's hope we get her.
Hello.
Comrade Nkate Kwamkabela, how are you?
I'm well, thank you.
I'm well. Thank you for joining us in the podcast. I'm in studio, I'm recording, and I'm interested in getting your perspective on the statement that you guys have issued. Can we continue?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. Please just explain to us what and why did the MK party feel it's important to release the statement and to cast aspersions on the integrity of the Concord, as it were.
Okay, thank you for having me. The reason why we as the Youth League felt it prevalent to release a statement is, for one, to reassure our party members, be it the party at large or our youth leaguers, that Baba is still the president and the leader of uMkhonto weSizwe, pardon me, and most importantly, he remains on the ballot paper and he's still our preferred candidate to the National Assembly. In terms of us highlighting the Constitutional Court and its justices, it's pretty clear that all these laws that have been created are Zuma laws, and it's becoming to the fact that they are allowing themselves and the judiciary to be captured, to be used as pawns for not only Ramaphosa and the ANC, but rather friends and masters of Ramaphosa. So there was no ways that they were going to rule in our favor, because again they refused to recuse themselves from the case.
You call them, and I'm going to quote, tremendously partial bench of ANC justices, and they are enemies of democracy. That's very strong language. Why did you come to that?
We came to that conclusion because, again, I will reiterate it. This is a pro-ANC judiciary. Everything that has to do with the ANC, or rather Ramaphosa, is brought to light into the fore and easily, quickly brushed off to the side. We can look at the Phala matter. We can look at his CR17 records that were sealed. However, when it comes to President Jacob Zuma, everything of his is either lambasted or it's put out to the public, and where we can clearly see that here the will and the right of law is not being applied fairly and correctly, but rather it's been done so to favor and to pursue Ramaphosa's mission of essentially rendering President Jacob Zuma useless.
Okay, would it have been better for you if the ones that you've got a problem with, you'll tell me how many are they, and if you know them by name, you will tell me, to have them recused because you believe they participated in the first problem that you guys have encountered, that is sentencing Comrade Jacob Zuma to prison? Is that your belief? And how many should they recuse themselves? And if they do recuse themselves, would you have a replacement to have maybe at least 8 people sitting to judge on this matter? What would it have been? Because it would have been a constitutional gymnastics, if it, as it were.
There were 6 out of the initial, or rather let's say 5 out of the initial justices that are currently on bench who were partial, and also part of the first and second matters. So for us, there were no way that they were going to rule in our favor, because again, them ruling in our favor would mean them admitting that actually we blundered in the first and second matters that were brought in front of us. So we knew that was never going to happen. Now, when us and saying please recuse yourself, it's because we're saying that you are not able to apply yourself in an objective manner, but rather subjective. So again, there was a friend of a court who submitted that should these justices stand down and recuse themselves from the matter at hand, it's very easy for acting justices to be applied to particularly deal with this matter, and then after that they can go back to their posts, being whether they are High Court judges or they're Supreme Court of Appeal judges, depending on the pool that they would have been called from to come and represent the justice system at.
So you say there
so
is...
That's what we're saying. There was no ways that, again, these justices were going to be fair, because they never were fair from the first and second matters. So to us, we're not perturbed that this is the decision that they arrived at. However, it just proves what we've been saying all along, that the judiciary is captured and only favors those that they feel are partial to what they would like them to do.
Okay, so you do say there are remedies in law to have those five, that problematic five that you wanted them to recuse themselves, to step aside, and you rope in other justices to come in, and once the case is done, they are sent back to their to their normal jurisdiction where they apply their trade. Is that your belief?
Yes.
And
sorry, our belief, but it was actually submitted in court.
Oh, so you did put that as a suggestion to court to say this is the remedy you are seeking,
yes.
And they...
It was submitted by the friends of the court that look. To assist you guys, if I remember correctly, it was the Black Lawyers Association, if I'm not mistaken, but they did submit that look. In the cause of justice and the justness and the freeness of South Africans and protecting South African law and the Constitution, we submit to the court that this is a solution should these justices choose to recuse themselves.
Okay, no, thanks. I understand that. I want to talk about yourselves. You are representing the Youth League. uMkhonto speaks about taking the matter to internationally to seek remedies there, because the Court, as the highest court, they have not found favor there. And do you know how are you going to navigate through that international space?
In terms of the international space, we are consulting with our legal team, and once we have clear way as to how we're going to approach it, we will then announce and pronounce it in due course. So in the meantime, we were still consulting with our legal team.
Thank you very much. And you are adamant that Ubaba is going to Parliament?
Yes, definitely. When we get the 2/3 majority come the 29th of May, we will, as uMkhonto weSizwe, amend the Constitution, and Babu Msholozi will definitely be the President of South Africa.
Okay, so in my channel, we are called politically incorrect. We push things and we have our own opinions. We are beaten a lot of times for advancing things that are not realistic, because we are not realistic. We are just here teaching and learning politics together. So should it happen that there's a delay, you do get that 2/3 majority, but there's a delay in court and we need a president. You've got a compromise candidate in mind? Someone who will hold the fort.
We will communicate that when we get to that bridge. But up until then, President Jacob Zuma remains our preferred candidate for the National Assembly.
Nkateko Mkhabela, MK Party Youth League National Spokesperson, thank you very much for gracing us.
Thank you so much for having me, and most importantly, let's all go out and vote and be a part of the rebirth of South Africa.
Thank you.
Party.
Thank you, bye.
Bye.
As you heard, guys, they are not budging. uMkhonto is going to Parliament. As to who will be the compromise candidate, we don't know yet, but they are adamant that they will have uMkhonto, and they are going internationally to seek help into what remedies should they pursue further. I did indicate in the previous thing that they are number one recusing. If they get to that majority, they are gonna what is the legal term, to deregister, or they're breaking ties with the international ICC, the International Court Crimes. I forgot what it is. They're leaving it, and they've shown a a lot of confidence in BRICS, and they talk about their allegiance with Cuba, Palestine, and Russia. So internationally, that's where the comfort is. No, that's it from the podcast. I just wanted to hear what MK Party, the Youth League, is saying regarding this matter. Thank you very much. Please tell us, what do you think is the best remedy here? They've of course indicated how unfair the courts are in giving Msholozi, of which is a point. If someone let me just say, if what is the traffic cop stops you at the road and he says you are speeding and there's no proof, and you take the matter to court, and you are going to stand with the same traffic cop, you say he saw you were drunk and stuff. I mean, the matter is you can't appeal to the person who gave you the same thing. So in a way, I understand where they come from, but there's the loss of the country, and Msholozi is known for pushing it until he's tired to get what he wants. Okay, thank you very much. Mashani Politically Incorrect, like I say, make us a favor, like and subscribe and share this, and continue teaching me politics. Just click there, share your opinion, and tell me, what do you think? What should Msholozi do? Because I don't want him to go to parliament, and he can't be president if he hasn't gone through parliament. It is in the electoral college that is formed in parliament that they must, someone must stand up and say, I nominate, and then he accepts, and he leaves parliament, he goes into the administration arm of government, that is the in union building, so he becomes the president. Thank you very much.